The battlefield of global payments is heating up. Three names dominate the conversation: XRP, Stellar, and a new challenger, Remittix. The stakes are enormous. Trillions in remittances flow across borders every year. Banks and fintechs scramble to control the rails. And for investors, this isn't just about technology, it's about survival, wealth, and the future of finance itself. Imagine a family in Nigeria waiting for remittances from London, or a worker in Mexico sending money back home from California. The difference between waiting days with massive fees or receiving funds instantly with pennies in cost is life-changing. This is not abstract, it's real, and the technology that wins this race will capture not just markets but hearts. XRP enters with confidence. Ripple has spent years building corridors, integrating with banks, winning CBDC pilots, and positioning itself as the bridge asset for global finance. Fast, scalable, backed by institutions, it offers credibility and adoption. Yet, critics argue its centralized partnerships betray crypto's spirit, and its price volatility shakes confidence. Still, it is the veteran, the proven contender, the heavyweight in the ring. Stellar brings a different story. Founded by Jed McCaleb after leaving Ripple, Stellar aims to democratize finance, focusing less on institutions and more on people. It powers low-cost remittances, partners with no's, and has carved a reputation as the people's coin for global inclusion. Its vision resonates, yet its adoption pace lags, and questions remain whether noble ideals can compete against Ripple's institutional might. And then comes Remittix, the newcomer. Fresh with narrative, designed specifically for remittances, promising faster settlement, lower costs, and easier integration than either XRP or Stellar. It whispers disruption, it sparks curiosity, and while its track record is young, its ambition threatens to carve a share of the trillion-dollar pie. Newness is risk but also opportunity, and investors watch closely. Could this be the next breakout? This three-way clash is more than competition. It is a philosophical war. Ripple's XRP represents institutional adoption. Stellar represents grassroots financial inclusion. Remittix represents the disruptive outsider. Each appeals to different audiences, each promises to reshape remittances, and each has strengths that could make it king. But which will dominate? Which will secure banks? Which will win regulators? Which will capture retail belief? Because in crypto, perception matters as much as reality. Narratives drive adoption, and adoption drives price. For holders, this isn't just theory, it's financial destiny. Choosing the winner could mean fortunes, choosing wrong could mean regret. The emotional weight is immense. XRP holders cling to years of belief. Stellar believers hold fast to grassroots ideals. Remittix supporters embrace the excitement of being early, each community convinced, each voice shouting. But history is merciless. Not all can win. The market will choose, and the market's decision will be final. And here's the cliffhanger: as global remittance corridors expand, as regulators step in, as institutions test rails, the stage is set for a showdown that could crown one, elevate two, or leave all three fighting for survival. And as you listen, the question grows louder: are we witnessing the rise of one champion, or the beginning of a fractured future where none truly dominates? The deeper you dive, the sharper the contrasts become. Ripple's XRP is polished, battle-tested, aligned with banks and regulators, built to serve the establishment. It thrives in boardrooms and corridors of power. Its partnerships with institutions give it legitimacy, but also paint it as the choice of the elite. Some see that as strength, others as compromise. Stellar moves in a different rhythm, designed to empower the unbanked. Celebrated by no's and humanitarian efforts, it carries a mission of inclusion. Its story resonates in communities where financial access is scarce. Its transactions are simple, cheap, and global, yet it lacks the institutional weight Ripple commands. And in the brutal race of adoption, ideals can sometimes be overpowered by scale. Remittix is the wildcard, new, ambitious, unburdened by history. It markets itself as the clean slate solution, combining speed, low fees, and modern architecture. Its youth is both a weakness and a weapon, free from baggage, free from legal wars, free from reputational scars. It attracts attention from those who missed the early XRP wave or lost patience with Stellar's slower adoption. For investors, this clash is not just about vision, it's about return. XRP offers stability of narrative but frustrates with price stagnation. Stellar offers grassroots credibility but lacks explosive growth. Remittix offers speculative excitement but carries enormous risk. Every holder must decide: chase the veteran, the idealist, or the disruptor, and that decision could define financial futures. The rivalry is fierce. Ripple boasts corridors across Asia, Africa, Europe, and the Americas. Stellar highlights success stories of small businesses thriving through access. Remittix whispers about partnerships in the pipeline, announcements pending, momentum brewing. Each camp believes their horse is winning, each builds echo chambers, and the noise grows louder. Yet beneath the noise lies one truth: global remittances are enormous. Over $600 billion annually, and rising. There is room for more than one winner. Banks may prefer Ripple's institutional rails. No's may lean on Stellar's grassroots inclusion.
fintechs may experiment with Remittix's promises.
Coexistence is possible, but dominance is what investors crave. Dominance is what drives explosive price growth. The emotional stakes tighten. XRP holders who survived years of SEC battles crave vindication. They want the crown. They want to be proven right. Stellar holders see themselves as underdogs fighting for the people, a narrative they refuse to surrender. Remittix holders embrace the thrill of the unknown.
The belief that they may be catching the next Solana, the next breakout that few believed in at first, and while communities battle, regulators prepare frameworks. Banks quietly test systems, adoption crawls forward, and the real decisions that will determine the winner are made behind closed doors, out of sight from retail investors. This reality frustrates holders, because markets react not just to fundamentals, but to perception, and perception is often built on whispers, leaks, and speculation. History repeats. Bitcoin once fought for legitimacy. Ethereum once dismissed as vaporware, Solana once doubted as fragile, yet each carved space, each endured. Each rewarded those who believed. The same path may unfold here, or perhaps not. Perhaps only one survives, perhaps all three coexist at different scales. The uncertainty is what drives both fear and excitement. The cliffhanger deepens, because just as XRP's decline sparks whispers of weakness, just as Stellar's grassroots mission seems too slow, just as Remittix whispers promises, one announcement, one partnership, one regulatory green light could tilt the scales, and the question remains, which of these three will seize that moment first, and when it happens, will you be ready? As the race intensifies, the global stage shifts, banks demand reliability. Regulators demand compliance, retail demands opportunity, and each contender responds in its own way. Ripple pushes XRP as the compliant bridge asset, Stellar amplifies its humanitarian mission, Remittix sharpens its disruptive pitch. Three narratives, three futures, one battlefield. XRP leans on history, years of building corridors, forging partnerships, battling regulators. It has scars but also credibility. When institutions look for scale, they know Ripple delivers. When central banks experiment with CBDCs, they look to Ripple Labs. This is XRP's power, longevity, and trust. Earned through years of surviving storms, yet some argue scars are weakness, baggage that slows growth. Stellar highlights agility, lightweight transactions, open access, grassroots reach. It appeals to the unbanked, the underserved, the global majority left behind by traditional systems. Its mission touches hearts, but investors question whether noble ideals translate into explosive adoption. Ideals inspire, but capital demands results, and Stellar must prove it can scale as effectively as it can inspire. Remittix moves quickly, positioning itself as the modern option. Newer architecture, promises of efficiency, faster settlement than XRP, broader reach than Stellar, narratives crafted for a generation tired of waiting. It excites with potential but frightens with uncertainty. Untested promises can either become revolutions or vanish into forgotten tokens. Its risk is its story, and its story is also its edge. For holders, the decision becomes psychological warfare. Do you anchor in XRP's stability and history? Do you align with Stellar's mission and people-first ethos? Or do you gamble on Remittix's potential for explosive upside? Each choice feels like destiny, each carries regret if wrong, and the fear of missing out hangs heavy over every decision. Communities clash. XRP holders warn that institutions will always choose Ripple. Stellar believers argue inclusion will win hearts. Remittix supporters mock both as outdated, saying the future belongs to disruption.